When businesses think about growth, they tend to put 100% of their effort into thinking about growing their sales number. But if you're a business that wants to grow a healthy profit too, then I'm going to give you that one number that you should be tracking to make sure that your profits are increasing at the same rate as your sales. So lots of businesses track numbers. Having KPIs, a reporting dashboard, metrics, whatever it is that your business refers to, everybody tracks some numbers. And these numbers tend to always be sales focused. So you tend to have various metrics such as sales value, number of customers, sales pipeline, sales funnel, all of these types of different sales-based metrics. But what I've discovered in nearly 20 years of working in finance is that very few businesses are tracking their financial numbers. And there is a very well-known phrase that gets measured gets done. Therefore, if you're measuring your sales numbers, then you tend to get good sales. But if you're not measuring your financial numbers, then you don't tend to be making the maximum profit that you could be making in your business. And that means that every time you go to great lengths to secure and win a new customer, you could be making more money out of that customer than you are today. So generally all businesses start out with growing, and they tend to be focusing on getting more and more customers. So more customers, more sales, more products, etc. And that's quite normal when businesses start out, that they go through this growth phase. But when it comes to scaling a business, there's as much focus on increasing the profit as there is on increasing the revenue. And this means that your focus tends to switch to maximizing revenue from your existing customer base and your existing product base. So therefore, when we talk about scaling a business, you're focusing as much on profit as you are on revenue. It's always more difficult to scale a business than it is to grow a business. And that's because it needs businesses of a certain size before you can scale, but also it requires a more experienced business owner that's got a certain skill set. Scaling a business always results in more profit than growing alone. But therefore, it's harder to do. And that's why it's for businesses that are more established and with more experienced and skillful business owners. So if you haven't done so yet, make sure you check out my video on the differences between growing and scaling a business. You'll see a link come up the top, and I'll also pop a link in the comments below. And while you're at it, if you like content like this, make sure that you subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I also have a free Facebook group that you can join for businesses that want to grow and scale. You'll also find the link in the comments below. So regardless of where your business is at, there's one number that you track to ensure that your profits are going in the right direction, as well as your sales number. So what is that number? Well, it's quite obvious really. We're talking about profit, so you need to be tracking your profit. But I'm not talking about your profit value, I'm talking about your profit percentage. You cannot just go and generate more leads or win more customers to improve that profit percentage. So when businesses try and increase their profits by just simply doing more, eventually they get to a point where they plateau and they burn out. So working more and working harder is not the way to improve your profits. So if you're serious about increasing your profits in your business, you need to be focusing on driving your profit percentage up. And that means that whenever you make a sale, you are converting more of that revenue into profit. And therefore you as a business leader needs to take the next step and begin thinking about being a strategic business and having financial goals and financial management skills. So what is profit percentage? Well, simply we take your profit and we divide it by your sales. It really is quite a simple mathematical calculation. Now, what I think is really important is that you don't get wrapped up in whether you make a good percentage profit or not, because it completely depends on the industry, the type of business, how established you are. And often with small businesses, it's very difficult to compare one business to another, because just simply as a business owner, the amount of dividends versus salary you take can have a massive impact on that profit percentage. So we're not focusing on what the profit percentage is, we are just focusing on making sure that that profit percentage is going to go upwards in the right direction. Because that means that for every pound that you sell, more of those sales are dropping through to your bottom line and becoming pure profit. So here we'll have a quick look at P&L and do the calculation together. So we're going to do profit divided by sales, and we can see that here that's 18%. So to put that in basic mathematical terms, that means that for every £100 that you sell, you generate £18 in profit. So the reason why we want to track that number is because that gets measured gets done. But also I think that this has a really powerful impact on anybody that's generating sales in your business, be it yourself or anybody that you're employing to work in sales. And the reason is because when that number is at the forefront of your mind, it makes a difference as to how you interact with your customers. So rather than just focusing on getting more and more sales at any cost, I want you to be focusing on how you can improve that profit percentage. So it could be things like increasing the basket spend of a customer, or even having you question whether you give a customer a 14% discount versus a 15% discount. So there are only two ways to increase that profit number. You have to increase your sales, or you have to reduce your costs. There's no other way that you're going to drive that number in the right direction. And often with small businesses, their costs are already quite low. Therefore, the only option is to scale their business and increase their sales without putting any additional cost on. So let me know in the comments below if you are already tracking profit percentage. Is this something that you have been aware of, or is this something that I've just opened your eyes to? And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more content just like this, then make sure you subscribe to my channel.